evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Rebel Racing Network and the season opener for the American Esports Racing Association Cup Series. I am your commentator tonight, Austin Householder, and we're coming to you live from Daytona Superspeedway. So we see mayhem there going into turns 3 and 4 there, but Daytona Superspeedway, a 2.5-mile superspeedway located in Daytona Beach, Florida, where these drivers will be competing for 80 laps. The weather tonight is 72 degrees out, clear skies. Track temperature currently sitting at 76 degrees, but we are expecting that to come down as the sun has just set here. And once again, here in ERA, we will be doing stage breaks throughout the races. So the stage breaks tonight will be at lap 18 and 44, and we've got a quick breakdown of the point setup, how they will work. We are pulling that up on screen for you guys now. Once again, first place, the race winner will take home 55 points, second place 35, third 34, fourth 33, fifth 32, and so on. So similar to many of the points formats we see on iRacing, but with the stage points at the end of each stage, P1 will take home 10 points, P2 9 points, P3 8 points, P4 7 points, P5 6 points, and so on. And talking about these stage breaks, we're going to go through our pit rules tonight. These drivers are going to be given 5 sets of tires, 70% fuel, and no quick repairs to get through this one. So the 5 sets of tires, not going to be a factor here at Daytona, but fuel is what is on everyone's mind. I've spoken to a couple drivers. They said they can make it through stages 1 and 2 without having to pit under green, but stage 3 is going to be the big question, and the big question is, how much fuel can you save? And the other thing these drivers are worried about is the big one. Daytona and Talladega Superspeedways are known for it. And with no quick repairs, that big one can hurt a lot of people here. But they have been practicing for the last hour, getting used to each other on track practice and drafting. I think we're going to see a pretty clean one, at least for Daytona Superspeedway. And we have about 5 minutes till qualifying, so we're going to go ahead and step aside and let you guys meet the Season 1 driver roster for the ERA Cup Series. and that was your Season 1 Era Cup Series lineup. A lot of familiar faces here on the Rebel Racing Network, including Hunter Geyer, owner of Bird Wraps Paint Schemes. They're a sponsor on board. Seth LaCroix, league owner here, or part league owner. You see him there on pit road. And Dawson Price, big shout out to him as well, coming back to the Rebel Racing Network. And he is the one responsible for that intro video and the soundtrack behind it. Although that soundtrack did feature Seth LaCroix on the tambourine, apparently. Time is winding down here. Only about a minute left of practice, and right now Hunter Geyer is sitting atop the leaderboard with a best time of 46.08, but those times do not matter when you get a drafting track like Daytona. It is all about getting lucky throughout most of the race, avoiding the wrecks, and being there at the end to finish. One person we are waiting to see if he shows up, Dakota Dennis from the TCR Esports Association. We're waiting to see if he shows up. He loves the drafting tracks. He is one to keep an eye on if he does make the race tonight. I spoke to him earlier this weekend. He was planning on showing up, but about 15 seconds left before qualifying starts, so he better get logged in and get on his computer and get ready to race. And we've got a return of another familiar face, that 57 of Joseph Truskowski in that IC Light car. He is going to be one to keep an eye on as well. He is known for his aggressive race style, and he will do whatever it takes to get a win. We're going to have to keep an eye on him as the night goes on. He's currently sitting 21st on the leaderboard throughout practice. We'll see what kind of time he lays down as qualifying, as that is about to begin. And a few drivers beginning to take the track here. Hunter Geyer on track. Hunter Geyer will be driving the 2 here tonight. Joseph Miller coming on track as well in the 16. He's being shown a yellow flag there. Seems like some issues for that 16 here early on in qualifying. Currently looking at the 96 of Eric Rodeman. Not sure if I've seen him throughout the recruitment races, so this will be interesting to see how he performs tonight. We check in with Hunter Geyer, about to finish up his first lap of qualifying. And we've got Sunk Track in the chat, excited for this one. I'm seeing quite a few names who have not made their way to the track for qualifying, including Sheldon Phillips, Dawson Price, Nicholas Warner, Curtis Stanford, David Joyner, and Mike Hill. Maybe some strategy there, trying to stay in the back and avoid the incidents early on. Once again, an 80-lap race. And there is sure to be mayhem, as we are currently looking at about 22 drivers on track tonight. The times are starting to roll in. So far, Cooper Liardi is sitting on the pole with a time of 50.47. Wesley Carter right on his tail with a time of 50.49. And Joseph Truskowski just laying down a 50.49 as well. And once again, guys, if you are joining us live on YouTube, we are also live on Facebook. Don't forget to head over and like our Facebook page if you have not done so already to stay updated on all things Rebel Racing Network. Cooper Lee already laying down his second lap, a time of 50.65, not quite as fast as the first. And Joel Campbell rooting for Rodman. Seth LaCroix making his way onto track as well. He just put his first lap in 50.46. LaCroix sitting on the pole. And with time winding down in qualifying, we do have to head down trackside for our opening ceremonies presented by Oorah Flyovers. At this time, please stand as you are able, remove your hats, place your hand over your heart, and veterans render a hand salute as the United States Marine Corps Band performs our national anthem. All right, and we are back, folks. The driver's beginning to grid up now. And we will take a live look at our starting grid here. Taking the pole tonight will be the 88 of Seth LaCroix. Josh Edmonds will be starting to his outside in the 17. Cooper Lee already in the 7 will be starting third. Joseph Miller going to roll off fourth, driving the number 16. Starting fifth will be Wesley Carter, driving the number 23. Joseph Truskowski is going to be rolling off sixth, driving the number 57. In seventh place, we have Nick Hames driving the number 31. To his outside, starting in eighth, will be Benjamin Smith Sr. driving the number 11. Rolling off ninth will be Omar Rodriguez Jr. driving the number 92. Tristan Haynes going to be starting 10th, driving the 02. Hunter Geyer will roll off 11th, driving the number 2. Connor Price will be starting 12th in the 48 car. Starting 13th will be his brother Dawson Price driving the number 24. Russell Abbott will be rolling off 14th, driving the number 4. Eric Rodman will be starting 15th, driving the number 96. David Joyner in 16th, driving the number 85. And 17th will be Curtis Stanford driving the number 26. Nicholas Warner will start 18th, driving the number 3. And 19th, we have Alex Pelican driving the number 13. Mike Hill will be rolling off 20th, driving the number 27. And in 21st, we will have Sheldon Phillips driving the number 55. And Lisa Shank and Alma Graper rooting for Benjamin Smith. Donna Bussier rooting for Russ, Josh, and Seth here tonight. Glad to have you guys here watching as we get ready to get this one underway. And James Price as well. I believe James Price, the father of Connor and Dawson Price, and the owner of Pricom Builders. And you can see Pricom Builders on that 24 car. Once again, that is the 24 of Dawson Price. Moving back to the front of the pack, Seth LaCroix will be in control of this one at the start. He has his teammate to the outside. And I'm expecting that 17 of Joshua Edmonds to try and drop down quickly to get behind his teammate in that 88. And the pace truck is off. Starter has the green flag in his hand. And the green flag waves, and we are off in Season 1 of the Era Cup Series. You see Joshua Edmonds getting real close to Seth LaCroix, trying to get a little bit of a side draft off of him and hang up front. LaCroix looks like he's going to move up, try and pull his teammate along with him as Joshua Edmonds battling with Cooper Liardi. And one thing I have noticed about iRacing, these super speedways such as Talladega and Daytona, that top line tends to dissolve really quickly at the beginning of these races. Everyone trying to stay single file and keep their car intact. And that is what is happening here. That top line, only about 6 cars up there. That bottom line with the momentum, getting all the energy. Edmonds just trying to hang on as he battles that 7 of Cooper Liardi. LaCroix going to move back up the track here, trying to help his teammate out. Now it looks like just Josh Edmonds and Seth LaCroix left on that top line. Joseph Truskowski trying to catch back up. The way Edmonds and LaCroix are out there all by themselves, they might be in trouble here as Cooper Liardi going to go to the lead now. Being pushed by the 23 of Wesley Carter. And here comes Benjamin Smith Sr. in that 11. Ben Smith, we've been watching him throughout the preseason. He has shown a lot of speed. Unfortunately, not able there to claim any victories at the end. But definitely a fast driver. Another one we want to keep our eye on is Alex Pelican in the 13 car. Looks like he is having some issues here. Alex Pelican, he's shown a lot of speed. He's had some issues at the beginning of this one. Not sure if it's a connection issue, but he has fallen out of the pack and off the track. He's going to have to get those issues corrected here if he wants to get back in this one. We see the leaders now getting single file. Seth LaCroix and Josh Edmonds trying to lead the charge on that high line. We have had a couple more drivers join that high line. Tristan Haynes staying up there. Connor Price moves up in front of Joseph Truskowski. Dawson Price up there now as well. And that top line starting to get built back up again. Once again, the stage break will be at lap 18 for these guys. You see LaCroix trying to go down low there. LaCroix and Edmonds finally getting together on that low line, but they have lost the position. Now 4 cars back from the lead. It's Tristan Haynes looking to charge here on the top line. And now that top line's going to get the momentum. Tristan Haynes going out to the lead, towing Connor Price along with them. They're going to drop down to the bottom. Now Joseph Truskowski leads that top line. And with Tristan Haynes and Connor Price dropping down to the bottom, that top line has dissolved again. LaCroix and Edmonds going to move back up to the top, but now they are behind that 85 of David Joyner. And that top line starting to get the momentum yet again. Now 10 laps left to go in this stage. Joseph Truskowski looking for some help out of that 24 of Dawson Price. You see Ben Smith Sr. getting a little bit loose coming off of turn 2 there. He's able to hold on to it. We do have a couple of stragglers out here in the back as well. Russell Abbott, Sheldon Phillips, Curtis Stanford. You see them bringing up the rear of the field. Looks like it's going to be some strategy out of these guys. Try not to push it hard here. Keeping those cars damage-free through this one. As we're looking at the back of the pack, that top line gained the momentum. Joseph Truskowski now to the lead. Truskowski going to go back to the high side as Dawson Price looking underneath him. And Lisa Shank still rooting for Benjamin Smith Sr. Ben Smith Sr., you see him 4 rows back there. And 3 wide racing back in the pack. And Joseph Truskowski, he moved back up the track. He is falling fast all the way back to 8th. He's sitting there in front of Connor Price as they get that 3 wide sorted out for the time being. Now 8 laps left to go in this stage. That 3 wide race and that big shakeup with Joseph Truskowski checking up that top line. Only 3 cars left up there. That top line has dissolved. And it has broken up some teammates as well. Josh Edmonds, who was trying to run with Seth LaCroix, those 2 were broken up. Dawson Price, our leader, but he has no help from teammates. He is spread out from his brother and the rest of his team. And continue around single file at 52 of Joseph Truskowski, still stuck there on the outside. No one wants to let him in. Joseph Truskowski finally going to get the opportunity to get down to the bottom in front of Nicholas Warner in that black number 3 Dale Earnhardt throwback scheme. Nicholas Warner cutting Truskowski some slack. That wasn't very Intimidator-like. And the 13 of Alex Pelican is now back out on track. Looks like he has gotten his issues worked out, but he's going to need a couple of cautions to get back into this one. Riding along with Dawson Price, who is sitting on cloud 9 right now. Tristan Haynes right behind him. And I know James Price up in the chat has got to be ecstatic to see that Paricom Chevrolet in the lead here. So they make their way down the back stretch. Battling still going on back in the pack. Cooper Liardi, Joseph Truskowski, as well as Connor Price trying to find some momentum. Coming down to only 4 laps left in the stage, and it is go time if you are in the back of the pack looking for those stage points. Dawson Price continuing to lead. Tristan Haynes in second. Wesley Carter in third. Ben Smith Sr. in fourth. You see Wesley Carter thinking about going to the high line. Testing the waters. Wanting to see who's going to go with him. James Price, there he is, ecstatic in the chat. Cheering for that 24 car. Dawson's got to be careful, though. He is a sitting duck coming to the end of the stage in that lead position. That top line starting to get a couple more takers. Seth LaCroix leading the charge. Josh Edmonds going to hop up in front of his teammate. Now 5 cars. You see Seth LaCroix pushing Josh Edmonds through that corner. That is a very dangerous move. Now down to only 3 to go in this stage. Starting to see some more takers on that high line. There's a 27 of Mike Hill moving up there in front of Seth LaCroix. LaCroix is going to go low. And Connor Price blinking out there for a second. Omar Rodriguez Jr. moving up to the top line, trying to work with his teammate Seth LaCroix there. And Elizabeth Earhart rooting for Ben Smith Sr. as well. Ben Smith currently running 4th. No takers on that top line, up front at least. We do see that 96 of Eric Rodman out, moving up to the outside, though. One more lap in this stage. You see Joseph Truskowski going down to the apron there. Not sure what happened with that 57 car. trouble on the last lap of the stage. And that's going to bring out the caution prematurely there, as Dawson Price will get the stage win. Tristan Haynes second, Wesley Carter third, Ben Smith Sr. in fourth, and Joseph Miller in fifth. So we go back, try and take a look, see what happened here. That was Cooper Liardi caught up in it. It looks like it all kicked off with the 2 of Hunter Geyer. Some heavy damage to that front end. And we'll get a look at this from our aerial cam as well. Looks like Hunter might have just been slow in front of that 96 of Eric Rodeman. So we'll get it slowed down and we get set up for some pit stops here. Dawson Price will lead them down pit road. And Dawson Price, currently our biggest mover of the race, is well up 12 positions from where he started. As they will make their way down pit road, everyone coming with. And Tristan Haynes going to win the race off pit road here. Jumping Dawson Price in the standings. Wesley Carter rolls off pit road third. Ben Smith Sr. in fourth. Nicholas Warner in fifth. And we are going to step aside for a quick commercial break.
At FedUps, we don't care how it gets there, just that it eventually does. We use cutting-edge technology like guesswork, blind rage, and the occasional coin flip. Need help? Our customer service is standing by to put you on hold. Our drivers are trained professionals in rage quitting, road rage, and minor parkour. Have an issue? Hey, we delivered it, didn't we? At FedUp, we're not happy until you're not happy. Special instructions? I ignored it specifically. Signature required? We'll scribble something. Fragile? Let's test that theory. Customer service? Try screaming into the void. FedUp, we hate your package almost as much as you do.
FedUps is not responsible for damaged, late, lost, or completely incinerated packages. Batteries not included. Actually, nothing's included.
All right, and we are back, folks. So they're lined up too wide, getting ready to go back racing. We're going to take one more look at that incident from the point of view of Connor Price. And Price looks like he may have some front end damage after that one. He got to the back of the 96 of Rodman. But could have turned out so much worse for that 48 of Connor Price. And Joe Smo rooting for Sheldon Phillips. Brooklyn Pearman entering the chat, rooting for the Price guys. And Lisa Shanks still rooting for Ben Smith Sr. up there. Glad to have you guys keeping that chat alive up there as we get ready to go back. Green flag racing. Tristan Haynes will be in control of this one. Dawson Price to his outside. Wesley Carter in third. Ben Smith Sr. in fourth. Nicholas Warner rolling off fifth. Omar Rodriguez Jr. will restart sixth. Joseph Miller in seventh. Seth LaCroix in eighth. Josh Edmonds in ninth. And Joseph Truskowski rounding out the top 10. And looks like Hunter Geyer probably going to be out of this one. He's still sitting on pit road as that pace truck dives down pit lane. Tristan Haynes will lead the restart. Green flag is out. Tristan Haynes gets the jump there. Wesley Carter going with him. That bottom line got the jump on Dawson Price. And it looks like everyone going to dive down early on in this one. Only 3 cars left on that high side. We see a lot of bobbing and weaving. Looks like starting there, about 4th place on back with Joseph Miller in that 16 car. Seth LaCroix trying to push him up there. And LaCroix, he wasn't even in the top 10. If I'm not mistaken, at that restart. He is moving up quickly, though. And Lisa, thank you for reminding everyone to like the video. We really appreciate that here on the Rebel Racing Network. So our top 5 have gotten out there early. LaCroix looking for a way around. I know LaCroix wants this win bad. He has been dominant throughout the preseason races. But we've talked to him a couple times. He is not a fan of the super speedways. He tends to struggle and always finds bad luck. Right now, he's got his teammate there behind him helping him out. Looking back in the pack, we see Sheldon Phillips, Russell Abbott, Eric Rodman, all struggling, taking some damage in that last incident, as well as that 92 of Omar Rodriguez Jr. And it will be 20 laps till the next stage break. So those guys out there, they're going to have to hold on, because with this single file racing, I don't know if we're going to see a caution here in stage number 2. And looky back in the pack, Dawson Price and Connor Price have linked up. Ben Smith Sr. looking to join forces with them as well. And Smith Sr. says, no, I thought about it. I'd rather be on the low line with everyone else. So it's the Price brothers against the world here on that top line. Now Cooper Liardi going to join them. It looks like they found the opportunity to pull down to the bottom line, get single file with everyone else, and that's what they're going to do. And we we see Liardi there trying to get to that outside, hoping someone will hop up in front of him. Maybe you could catch a draft, but not going to work. And this is going to be a longer stage, so these guys have got to conserve fuel here at the beginning to be able to make it to the end on this one. And it does appear Hunter Geyer is back out on track. He is linked up with Omar Rodriguez Jr. Had to get some major damage repairs done to that number 2 car, but he is back. Now 5 laps down, but where we stand right now, Alex Pelican in that 13 car had some issues at the beginning of this one. Looks like maybe some internet connection issues. He is falling 4 laps down. He is in the position to get the lucky dog. But with the guys like Eric Rodeman, Russell Abbott, Sheldon Phillips, who've fallen off the pace. Sheldon Phillips has found some friends with Nick Haynes and Curtis Stanford for the time being. But Russell Abbott, Eric Rodeman out there all by themselves. With heavily damaged race cars, it is only a matter of time before they fall a lap down here to Tristan Haynes. And RJ Coper rooting for Russell. Had some bad luck at the beginning of this one, but there is still time to get that car damaged, and I don't think we're going to be done wrecking here. Now that top line's starting to form up. Seth LaCroix going to jump up in front of Joseph Truskowski and try to lead the charge here. That top line's got momentum. Seth LaCroix up to 3rd now. That 3 of Nicholas Warner all over the track as Joseph Miller tries to link up with him. That top line had the momentum there for just a moment. Looks like that bottom line is going to get formed up again, though. They're holding off the top line for the time being. Now 14 laps till the next stage break. And Alma Graper saying, don't forget to subscribe, and I can't agree more there, Alma. I appreciate y'all sending out reminders to like and subscribe. Makes my job easy up here in the booth. That top line has got the momentum now. Seth LaCroix jumping out to the lead for the time being pushed by that 57 of Joseph Truskowski. And we've got a battle here forming halfway through stage 2. And you see Wesley Carter trying to link onto that back bumper of Tristan Haynes. Croy continuing to get that nose out in front. That top line's going to get the momentum off of turn 2. And LaCroix and Truskowski, as well as David Joyner, had the opportunity to hop down in front of Tristan Haynes. Joyner's going to take that opportunity to get down in front of that 0-2 car. Now LaCroix is going to come down. He leaves his his buddy Joseph Truskowski out dry there. He's going to go right back up to the top, though. A nice move by Seth LaCroix to kill that momentum on that bottom line. Got to think that's a little bit risky here, though, halfway through stage 2. Now David Joyner going to get that run. As Seth LaCroix on that top line begin to fall back. Drivers going back down to the bottom, breaking up the momentum for that top line. And if I'm LaCroix in that 88 car, I'm kicking myself now for not moving down in front of him and staying there. But he probably bought himself some goodwill with that 57 of Joseph Truskowski. And here comes LaCroix's teammates, the Price brothers, as well. LaCroix linking up with Joshua Edmonds is there too. This top line could be dangerous if he gets Joshua Edmonds to go with him. Lisa Shank saying go Denny Hamlin on their butts. Talk about Ben Smith Sr. in that 11 car with that Denny Hamlin's paint scheme. And here comes Joshua Edmonds moving high now. Teammate Seth LaCroix going with him. Joseph Truskowski should be linking up with them here in just a moment. That top line starting to get the numbers back. Joseph Miller thought about moving up there. It's LaCroix backing off that back bumper of Josh Edmonds. Here comes Ben Smith Sr. though to the high side. It looks like Smith Sr. just killed all the momentum that top line had. It's going to take a moment for them to get formed back up. That top line dissolving there. Ben Smith Sr., when he moved up, it killed the momentum. LaCroix jumping down low, Edmonds jumping down low, as well as Connor Price. Dawson Price still up on that top line. We've got the 7 of Cooper Lee already jumping up there as well. And James Price saying if Apex Racing stays together, they're going to be hard to beat. I've got to agree with you there, James. Looking back to the front of the field, David Joyner and company, Tristan Haynes, Wesley Carter, and Joseph Miller still holding on strong up front. That stage break fast approaching. It looks like the time to save fuel has come and gone. And it is pedal to the floor, and we are not lifting till we see a checkered flag or Jesus at this moment. Alma Graper cheering on Ben. Ben Smith Sr. at the end of that bottom line for the time being, as Seth McCroy has got Connor Price pushing him from behind. And they are coming up on lap traffic. Now only 5 laps left in the stage. They're quickly approaching that lap traffic. Those slow cars from the wreck earlier on in this one have now linked up. They found a little bit more speed, able to work together. As David Joyner quickly approaching here. Just a live look at the track map as that gap is closing between these guys. And Eric Rodman going to be the first lap car or slow car to fall victim to the pack. Hunter Geyer, Omar Rodriguez Jr., Alex Pelican, and Russell Abbott trying to hang on. They've only got to make it 3 more laps. Hunter Geyer and Alex Pelican probably in trouble though after Rodman gets lapped down. He will be the lucky dog if the pack cannot catch these cars before the stage break. And Apex Racing trying to get formed up on that top side again. See Edmonds there thinking about going up high. Connor Price currently leading the charge for the top line. Oh, you see Mike Hill getting out of shape there. Looks like that was a 7 of Cooper Liardi pushing him. And we're 3 wide down the backstretch. Truskowski jumping all the way to the inside. And I think Truskowski smelled blood in the water with those Apex guys. So they got shaken up. Truskowski going to go right back to the high side. The Price brothers go high. LaCroix goes low. Mike Hill going high as well in that 27 car. And James Price saying this is the reason Dawson and Seth wanted to start a league. 42 laps with 1 crash. I do agree, James. This has been exciting racing and clean racing. One caution, and it came out on the lap. They were going to have caution anyways for the stage break. Or you've got to push it a little bit harder. Try and get those stage points. This is the last lap of the stage, though. And the caution will fly. David Joyner going to win stage 2. Wesley Carter comes home second. Tristan Haynes will finish third in stage 2. Joseph Miller fourth. Josh Edmonds in 5th. Say we'll get it slowed down and get ready for pit stops. We will step aside for another quick commercial break.
From the track to the tech, Creative Castle keeps your code running as clean as your laps. We test real-world devices and digital platforms so your next release won't crash in turn 1. At Creative Castle, we elevate your software with expert quality assurance and cross-platform testing. Whether it's native apps or networked hardware, we deliver precision-tested performance at scale. Behind every smooth app and smart device is a quiet castle. Creative Castle. We're the quality wizards and test knights who battle bugs and break bad code before it breaks your product. Creative Castle. Quality at full throttle. Your quest for quality ends here. It's race day on iRacing. The grid is set. Engines are rumbling. The chat is buzzing. The anticipation is building. But before the green flag waves, you need a moment that gets hearts racing. Hoorah Flyovers delivers cinematic, custom airplane flyovers for your iRacing or esports event, bringing real-world energy to your virtual track. Add a patriotic punch to your pre-race show, whether you're hosting a league championship, a memorial race, or just want to hype the crowd. Hoorah brings the thunder. Fully customizable, easy to book, stream ready, guaranteed to get your drivers and fans fired up. Because when the jets fly, everyone pays attention. Stand tall, fly low, race pro. Hoorah! Visit Hoorah Flyovers on Discord or Facebook and bring the flyover experience to iRacing like never before.
All right, and we are back, folks. Pit stop's about to get underway here. David Joyner going to lead him down pit road. We saw Tristan Haynes with the pit strategy. Believe he only took 2 tires last time, able to snake the lead away from Dawson Price. We're going to see if he can do it again as the entire field going to make their way down pit road. And Eric Rodman will get his lap back. And it looks like it'll be Joseph Miller this time, coming out of nowhere to win the race off pit road. Ben Smith Sr. coming out in second. Tristan Haynes in third. David Joyner in fourth. Seth LaCroix will exit the pits fifth. So Joseph Miller and Ben Smith, the big winners under these pit stops. And we're going to take a moment and speak to Ben Smith Sr. here. Find out a little bit about what's going on down on the track. And Ben, it's Austin up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Austin?
Probably not as good as you after making up that ground on pit road, man. What was your pit strategy there, and how did it help you get off in front of just about the entire field there?
I think right now it's just a matter of tires. Nighttime. Track's really grippy. I think everything's really good. Don't really need to take tires in this race, I don't think. I think that's going to be a last resort. Fuel only, man, and I've been able to conserve in the back of these packs and not have to run full throttle, so don't have to fill up as much when I get in these pit stops.
All right, and that will definitely help. So, you know, everyone, we were talking to some of the drivers here before this one. They said they were planning pit stops, stage 1 and stage 2 breaks, but there is not another break, and you've got about 40 laps to go once we drop the green flag. What's going to be your strategy as far as fuel? Are you going to try and hang back and save, or are you going to try and push the issue here?
Well, right now I feel like I'm a little bit too good. I'm probably going to try to hang around, see if I can conserve a little bit more fuel for the end, and try to make a late minute push.
All right, well, that sounds like a good strategy. We're going to see what everyone else has in store, but you guys are doubled up, getting ready to go back racing here. We'll let you get locked in, buddy.
Appreciate you, Austin. Thank you again, as always.
All right, thank you, sir. Once again, that was Ben Smith Sr. driving that number 11 car. He's going to start from the outside here. Joseph Miller is in control of the restart. And the Ben Smith fans up in the chat going crazy, excited for the Dawn Ben Smith. We get ready to go back green flag racing. As they come off turn 3, that pace truck getting ready to dive down pit road. Osa Miller will be in control of this one, but it is anyone's race. And I think this is where things are going to start to get crazy. As the green flag waves, Joseph Miller going to take off. Tristan Haynes getting out there as well. Seth LaCroix in that 88. You can see what an advantage that bottom line has with the leader being in control of these restarts. Ben Smith now getting back up to that rear bumper of Seth LaCroix. We are back racing. That top line dissolving very quickly yet again, and James Price asking about Omar Rodriguez Jr. It does appear that that car is repaired, and he is on the lead lap. Joe Smo rooting for Sheldon Phillips in that 55. We saw him hanging around the back through stage 2, but he is right up here with the lead pack, up 7 positions here on this restart. That 55 going to be one to watch here. It looks like that strategy of just hanging around back has gone out the window, and it is go time for Sheldon Phillips. And Lisa Hanks saying the 11 has got this. It looks like we've got some fan rivalries up in the chat, and we love to see that here on the Rebel Racing Network. Back up front, everyone is single file for the time being. 30 to go at the line. Joseph Miller in control of this one. And here come those two Price brothers on the high line yet again. They are loving the high side here tonight. Unfortunately for them, it appears they are the only ones that want to be up high. Now 3 of Nicholas Warner are going to join them as well. For the time being, Nicholas Warner says he's going to go back to the bottom though. And Berkeley and Pearman rooting for the Price brothers up there on the top line. Here comes Hunter Geyer in that 2 car. Riding along on the hood of Hunter Geyer in the number 2 car. Geyer just racing for pride at this point. He is 5 laps down. But we do enjoy looking at that hood of the 2 car, the Rebel Racing Network car. That top line getting formed up yet again. Hunter Geyer, a member of the door-to-door racing team. And those are his 2 teammates out front leading the pack. Joseph Miller and Tristan Haynes Both members of door to door. I think Hunter Geyer, he at least wants to get up front and be there in case his teammates need him. And Woozle's saying Sheldon Phillips is the best driver he's seen since Ricky Bobby. Nicholas Warner up on the high side. He's in the outside wall. And there goes Omar Rodriguez Jr. in that 92 car jumping to the high side. He's going to take the 31 of Nick Hames with him. Cooper Liardi looking to join him as well. Omar Rodriguez Jr. up to 8 now, so he tries to work his way by that lap traffic of Hunter Geyer. Looking for some help from Cooper Liardi as he pulls up to him. And James Price saying that 92 and that 24 car, watch out for them if they get linked up. Those two are teammates. And that top line definitely staying formed up here, at least in the back of the pack. Oh, trouble. That was the 23 of Wesley Carter, comes down across Hunter Geyer's nose. They're able to keep it straight, though. We will stay green, but Hunter Geyer cannot be happy with that move. Here comes Omar Rodriguez Jr. on that high side again. David Joyner going to move up there as well. Joyner's got a great run, but he's going to need some help if he wants to keep that speed up. It does not look like help is going to get there in time. David Joyner going to check up that top line. Now down to 24 to go in this one. Joseph Miller still in control of it. And going back to the single file racing, David Joyner stuck up top all by himself. Here comes Dawson Price looking to help out. As well as I believe that is the 55 there of Sheldon Phillips. Phillips now leading the charge on the high side. And Vanita Price wanting to know what is going on with Connor Price. And we missed that. Not sure what happened to that 48, but he is off the pace here. He has lost the draft. No help coming. He's going to need a caution. Mike Hill dropping back as well. Not sure if there was an issue between Connor Price and Mike Hill, but they are both way back from the pack and off the pace. I appreciate it, Lisa. I will be here all season and hopefully many more to come. Omar Rodriguez Jr. leading that charge on the high line now. Now down to 21 laps left in this one. A live look from the spotter stand. What these spotters are seeing as they are calling out traffic to these drivers. Here comes Omar Rodriguez Jr. trying to charge on the high line yet again. Down to 20 to go, and I've been watching the back of the pack trying to form up this high line. They have got to start talking to each other and work together. I'm afraid if they don't, we may not see any action for the lead here. Joseph Miller and Tristan Haynes dominating stage 3 here. Seth LaCroix got to find a way to get around these two. Ben Smith Sr. as well. And Alma Raper say can't believe we've only had one caution. I tell you what, I'm a little shocked here as well. We're going to go ahead and knock on some wood. I'm sure all the drivers are thinking about when is that big one going to happen. They make their way around the lap traffic now of Connor Price. We see Wesley Carter jumping out of line there for a split second, get some air over that front bumper, trying to get his temperatures cooled down. Omar Rodriguez Jr. charging on the high line as well. And you see LaCroix looking to run just a little bit higher than Tristan Haynes. I know LaCroix is sitting there just waiting for Omar Rodriguez Jr. to get enough of a run to get up to him. LaCroix is going to need some help. He does have Joshua Edmonds there in 5th. And we got Dawson Price back there on the high side. Wesley Carter going to jump up in front of him. And Carter, I know he wants to hold on to that position, but jumping up there like that is just killing that top line's momentum. Every time they get going on the top side, someone looks in their rearview mirror and wants to be a part of it. And they end up hurting everyone on that top line by killing their momentum. And James Price says everyone will be pushing soon, and that 48 will get his lap back. And James, we do have some great drivers in this one. We've been watching the preseason races, the recruitment races for these guys. And it seemed like just about every week that race could be won by anyone. Everyone's showing some speed, and I'm currently looking at the I-rating of these drivers. And a lot of times in these iRacing leagues, you're going to see these leagues get a large spread of I-rating, ranging all the way from the low 1,000s to even the hundreds up to the 5,000s. But here, it is a very small spread for these guys. Everyone going to be competitive here. And Susan Ramsey rooting for the 24 as well. As now that top line is pushing. We are coming down to 15 to go. Tristan Haynes jumps up there. Joseph Truskowski pushing that top line. Haynes throwing a block on Truskowski. And 15 to go. Those gloves are off. It is a battle from here on out. No more saving fuel. Heck, don't even save the car. It is checkers or wreckers for these guys for the last 14 laps. It's Truskowski pushing Tristan Haynes now. Joseph Miller's dropped back to third. Truskowski all over that back bumper of Tristan Haynes. This is the first time these two have linked up all race. We're going to see how this plays out. I know how bad Truskowski wants to win it. I tell you what, folks, pushing through the corner like that, Joseph Truskowski and Tristan Haynes here on iRacing, that takes some skill. Now Truskowski's going to back off, try and get those temperatures cooled down. But look out here back in the pack. LaCroix and Edmonds have linked up. These two are childhood friends who grew up playing the NASCAR Thunder games together on PlayStation. They will work really well together. Dawson Price up there on the high side trying to lead the charge. But here comes Seth LaCroix making a move. Joshua Edmonds going to go with him. For the time being, the momentum's going to be about equal with that bottom line. I think they're hoping Ben Smith Sr. or maybe David Joyner is going to hop up and join them as well. Ben Smith Sr. going to stay on that bottom line. Oh, Seth and Edmonds touch. LaCroix in the outside wall. Dawson Price in the outside wall gets turned. Disappointing for the Apex team there. Edmonds, you can see some front end damage to that 17 car. Dawson Price. Heavy damage to that front end. We're going to go back, take a look at that. So they get it slowed down and get set up to go back and racing again. Seth LaCroix looks like he had to tow back. We're going to go ahead and ride along with Joshua Edmonds through this one. And Irene LaCroix over on Facebook disappointed. Pit stops have begun here. Looking at Josh Edmonds coming down to get some damage repaired, as well as Dawson Price. Connor Price will get his lap back here. So that looks like the silver lining for that Apex Racing team. Connor Price right back in this one, and we're going to go back and take a look, and it looks like Mike Hill was involved in an incident on the restart, not too long after the restart. And that right there is what happened to Connor Price. Mike Hill getting out of shape, and he puts Connor Price in that outside wall. So possibly some front end damage of it for that 48. As we wait to see, or as we wait for this caution to end, we are going to step aside for a quick commercial break.
Do you love Orlando's theme parks, but the long lines have you losing the magic? Introducing Ride Waits, the Apple Watch app designed to help you skip the stress and ride more, with real-time wait times and park info right on your wrist. Whether you're exploring Walt Disney World, adventuring through Universal Orlando, or taking it all in at SeaWorld, Ride Waits helps you navigate smarter and get the most out of your visit. No more wandering, no more guessing, just more riding. And it's not just wait times. Ride Waits also offers tips on the best times to ride, general park info, and helpful alerts so you never miss out on your favorite attraction. Whether you're planning ahead or making game day decisions in the park, Ride Waits keeps everything you need at a quick glance away. Ride Waits, your wrist-side guide to the best parks in Orlando. Available now on the Apple Watch store.
Not affiliated with or endorsed by any theme park brand.
All right, and we are back, folks. They are lined up 2x2. The lights on the pace truck are out. We're getting ready to go back racing in this one. But Seth LaCroix has just been released from the infield care center, and we're going to take a moment to talk to him. Seth, it's Austin up at the booth. You got me?
I sure do.
All right, man. We can hear the disappointment in your voice, but not to throw salt in the wound. We've got to ask, what, from your perspective, what happened there?
I honestly don't know. In real time, I didn't know. I was just driving and hugging the inside line, side drafting, and then I just got spun around. I didn't know if it honestly was Josh just hitting me the wrong way, but obviously seeing the replay, the 16, I'm not sure exactly what happened, but he just came up and spun me, and fortunately wrecked my other two teammates as well. So pretty unfortunate.
All right, well, there is a silver lining. Connor Price is back on the lead lap, so we got to get back to calling this one as that pace truck is about to dive off. But we appreciate you taking a minute to talk to us, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, and that pace truck is off. The green flag is out. Tristan Haynes going to take off here. Ben Smith Sr. very aggressive getting to that inside, trying to get underneath Joseph Truskowski. Oh, they touch. Ben Smith Sr. is going to go sliding through the infield. And Ben Smith able to keep that car clean. He's not going to hit anything. Very aggressive move out of that 11 to try and get around Joseph Truskowski. We're going to go back, take a look at this one yet again. Ben Smith in that 11 car. Watch how quickly he tries to jump down low. He's low, and he just makes contact with Joseph Truskowski. Truskowski tried to get low, too, it looked like. Take another look from inside Ben Smith's car. And looking at it from that angle, it looked like Joseph Miller may have gotten into Joseph Truskowski there. That could have very well played a part in it. See that move there from our static camera. And that will bring out our 4th caution of the night. Only our 3rd for cause. And we've got some pit stops going on here. Dawson Price coming down, Eric Rodman, Omar Rodriguez Jr., Sheldon Phillips, Josh Edmonds, and Connor Price. All these guys dealing with some damage. Connor Price caught speeding on pit road. Not what he needed here as he's trying to get back into this one. Looks like we've got about 10 cars with little to no damage. They are staying out. Ben Smith Sr. will be leading, or the end of the pack of that 10. But once again, he was able to keep it off the wall, so he could be right back in this one. So Tristan Haynes will be the leader on the restart. Joseph Miller in 2nd. Joseph Truskowski will restart 3rd. Wesley Carter in 4th. Nicholas Warner in 5th. Russell Abbott restarting 6th. Cooper Liardi in 7th. Nick Haynes in 8th. David Joyner in 9th. And Ben Smith Sr. rounding out your top 10 on this restart. And there will only be 4 laps to go when we go back green flag racing here. Hey, go back up to the chat. We had Dakota Dennis over on Facebook. Upset he missed this one, but he was out of town in Iowa this week. Sad that you are not here, but we are looking forward to seeing you back here on Wednesday night for the TCR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. James Price saying it's not over. Connor Price, very good at Daytona. He's won a few. And Connor and Truskowski work well together. Lisa Shank and Alma Graper still rooting for Ben Smith Sr. up there. Ben Smith Sr. by no ways is out of this one. Only 5 rows back from the front, and James Price, repairs coming to that Apex team. He's still got faith in his boys. Dawson Price will be restarting 13th, Connor Price in 14th. Keep your eyes on those two and see if we get maybe a brotherly shove to the front of the field. They make their way through turns 3 and 4. 4 laps to go when the green flag waves. The pace truck is off. Tristan Haynes in control of this one. He's got the advantage. Green flag is out. We are back racing. Joseph Miller looks like he wants to get low. Wesley Carter making contact with Nicholas Warner. They get it sorted out. Nicholas Warner is going to go to 4th. Tristan Haynes and Joseph Truskowski jumping out to a lead, but here comes Miller being pushed by Warner. Wesley Carter going to the outside. No help coming on the high side. Here comes David Joyner. Susan Ramsey saying the race is on. The race is on and the gloves are off. See Dawson Price jumping to that outside line. In lookout, Ben Smith Sr. in that 11 car is up to 6th, up 4 positions on this restart. Only 3 to go left in this one. Tristan Haynes still in control of this. Joseph Truskowski pushing as hard as he can. He is just looking for the right time to jump out of line. Four cars on the top line formed up. Oh, Wesley Carter's around. The caution will wave. And we have got overtime for you guys tonight. Look at the 48 of Connor Price. He is on pit road, possibly serving that penalty. And we'll go back, take a look, see what happened with Wesley Carter here. And it looks like the 4 of Russell Abbott just wanted to link up with Wesley Carter and hit him in the wrong spot of the bumper, sending him around. And Felicia Parham entering the chat, rooting for the Price boys. Elizabeth Earhart still cheering on Ben Smith Sr. And we're going to step aside for a quick commercial break as they get things sorted out here.
At FedUps, we don't care how it gets there, just that it eventually does. We use cutting-edge technology like guesswork, blind rage, and the occasional coin flip. Need help? Our customer service is standing by to put you on hold. Our drivers are trained professionals in rage quitting, road rage, and minor parkour. Have an issue? Hey, we delivered it, didn't we? At FedUp, we're not happy until you're not happy. Special instructions? I ignored it specifically. Signature required? We'll scribble something. Fragile? Let's test that theory. Customer service? Try screaming into the void. FedUp, we hate your package almost as much as you do.
FedUps is not responsible for damaged, late, lost, or completely incinerated packages. Batteries not included. Actually, nothing's included.
Welcome to Rebel Racing Network, the premier destination for professional iRacing esports broadcasting. We bring the virtual track to life with high-energy race commentary that captures every pass, every pit stop, every photo finish. Our team of expert broadcasters delivers real-time analysis, strategy breakdowns, and the excitement of wheel-to-wheel racing. And before the green flag drops, we set the stage with our signature pre-race flyovers, showcasing each circuit with stunning cinematic visuals that make you feel like you're there in real life. Whether you're chasing a championship or cheering on your favorite team, Rebel Racing Network covers every story, every series, and every unforgettable moment. From grassroots leagues to top-tier championships, we bring passion, precision, and performance to every broadcast. Subscribe now, watch live, feel the rush. This is Rebel Racing Network, where the action never lifts.
All right, we are back, folks, and 2 laps to green. Right now, Tristan Haynes in control of this one. Joseph Truskowski in second. Joseph Miller is going to restart third. Nicholas Warner will restart fourth. Cooper Liardi going to restart fifth. And sixth is Ben Smith Sr. Sheldon Phillips in seventh. David Joyner in eighth. Russell Abbott will restart ninth. And Eric Rodeman going to round out your top 10. Rodeman coming out of nowhere. He was struggling early on, caught up in an incident at the very beginning of this race. But he is able to fight back and looking like he may be able to squeak out a top 10 out of this. Sheldon Phillips as well. Phillips up 14 positions from where he started, having a good night, as well as that 3 of Nicholas Warner. But on this restart, I think the one to watch is going to be that 57 of Joseph Truskowski. We took a minute to talk to Tristan Haynes leading up to this restart, and Joseph Truskowski is a very aggressive pusher. Now Truskowski is going to start from the outside. We're going to see how this one goes. And James Price saying, if you're going to jump into the top line, you either got to get behind him or meet the moment. I tell you what, I don't know if we're going to see very many people jumping down to that bottom line here on this restart. It will be a green-white checkered finish. That pace truck getting ready to dive down pit road. Tristan Haynes in control of this one. Joseph Truskowski to his outside. Green flag is out. Truskowski looking for a hold down low, trying to cut off Joseph Miller. It's not going to work. Now Truskowski trying to catch that side draft. David Joyner backing off of Joseph Truskowski. Truskowski's left out there all alone. Nicholas Warner going to third. Here comes Ben Smith Sr. He makes contact with Truskowski, and the caution flies as mayhem behind him. Sheldon Phillips, Eric Rodeman, Dawson Price caught up in this one. We'll go back, take a look at it here. And that looked like the 4 of Russell Abbott getting into the back of someone there. Looks like Sheldon Phillips. And we'll ride along with Dawson Price through this one. Price just nowhere to go. He had no chance to even see that one coming. And the look from Dawson Price's hood cam. And it looks like Nick Hames also caught a piece of that. Nick Hames being shown the meatball flag. He has to tow back to pit road, not the night he was looking for. And James saying he thinks Connor is back on the lead lap, and yes, it does appear so. Josh Edmonds going to come down pit road, try and get even more damage repaired. Omar Rodriguez Jr., Nick Hames, and Dawson Price. Heavy damage to that 31. So Tristan Haynes is still going to be in control of this one. Joseph Miller is going to be starting to his outside now. Nicholas Warner will restart third. Ben Smith Sr. in fourth. David Joyner will restart fifth. Joseph Truskowski in sixth. Cooper Liardi is going to roll off seventh. Russell Abbott in eighth. Ninth will be Wesley Carter. And Eric Rodeman back on track but heavily damaged will be restarting 10th. So that changes things here on this restart. Tristan Haynes and Joseph Miller are going to have to start on the front row instead of being able to start one behind the other. With a green-white checkered finish, you have got to push it as hard as you can right from the flag. So possibly not going to get any help among teammates here. But what they can try to do is hold up the rest of the pack. Make those two cars 4 lanes wide. Do not let anyone by. So they creep their way around the track. And the other thing that's got to be on some of these drivers' mind is that fuel window. I'm not sure how far these guys can go if we get any more any more overtimes. So we pull up the pit stop laps. Everyone last pitted on lap 46. As they make their way around, we are going to hop down into the door-to-door racing team chat and try and get an insight on this fuel window. Tristan, it's tossing up the booth. How are you looking on fuel right now?
Got about 6.5. I think if we do get another caution, I think I'll be fine, but it will be cutting it close.
All right, we appreciate it, buddy. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, so 6.5 laps. It'll be cutting it close. No, thank you, James. We appreciate you, all of you guys tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like, follow, subscribe button because we've got a lot more racing to bring you here at the Rebel Racing Network. They are doubled up, getting ready to go back green flag racing here. And the pace truck is off. Green, white, checkered finish. Green flag is out. Tristan Haynes going to take off. Joseph Miller did not get the restart he wanted. And it looks like they may have been talking to each other, trying to be able to get Joseph Miller down low behind Tristan Haynes, and Miller fumbled there. That's going to hold up Ben Smith Sr. on that top line. The leaders are single file for the time being. There goes Ben Smith Sr. spinning through the infield. She tries to get that car back going. Green flag is still out. White flag waves. The next flag ends the race. Tristan Haynes, your leader. Nicholas Warner in second. David Joyner in third. Nicholas Warner pushing Tristan Haynes as hard as he can. Joseph Truskowski trying to push David Joyner. Joyner's going to hop to the outside. Truskowski's going with him. Haynes moves up. Nicholas Warner's got a nose under. No, Haynes spinning through the infield now. David Joyner's going to go to the lead. Mayhem behind him. No yellow. David Joyner leads Nicholas Warner as they come to the line. And Joyner going to win here tonight. Nicholas Warner coming home in second. Wesley Carter in third. And we're going to go back, take a look, see what happened here. We saw Tristan Haynes get caught in the middle, tried to throw a block, and he gets turned through the infield. Look here. Looks like Joseph Truskowski tried to go low in front of Cooper Liardi. And there was just no hole there. Catching up. Looks like about half the field. Dawson Price, Joseph Miller included in that. As David Joyner going to start the celebration here. So we wait for these guys to make their way into the Discord and the Rebel Racing Network booth for their interviews. All right, they are slowly making their way in, but we are going to go ahead and kick off our interviews with that 23 of Wesley Carter. Wesley, it's Austin up in the booth. You got me? Wesley, it's Austin up in the booth. You got me, buddy?
Yes, sir, I have you.
All right, man. Congratulations on a podium finish. You started fifth. And it seemed like you kind of dropped to the pack for most of the race and come out of nowhere to salvage a top three out of this. How does it feel?
It feels incredible. I am shaking right now. Way to start the season. Could not ask for a better finish.
And I agree with you there. That was an exciting one to call, especially at the end. I'm not even sure where you restarted on that last caution. but you came out third. Take us through those last 2 laps.
Yeah, so obviously we got turned. That wasn't great. I think we restarted ninth. Really, I just, I had my spotter in my ear. He was telling me, stay on your line, keep your head up, and saw him come through on the back stretch, and I said, you know what, gun it and just keep that wheel straight. I got bumped around a little bit, and really it was just keeping the car straight, keeping it, from moving too much. I had a little bit of wheel damage, so it was a bit flighty, but yeah, just held on to it and ran.
And it looks like it paid off. Now, we're going back trying to get a look at where you were at here when that white flag came out. Did you see the mayhem starting there at the beginning? Or at the front of the field there?
Yeah, so I briefly did. I went flying. And I just watched it, I was like, all right, well, if they're going to go, either I'm going to be in it or I'm going to be outside of it. So I dumped it into the inside, see if I could get it around.
Well, it looks like it paid off. Yeah, great way to start the season, but I know you're going to be hungry for more when we come back next Sunday night. And we are going to let you go ahead and get on out of here. Before we do, though, anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, I got my wife. She's taking care of the 2 kids for me, gets them in bed, lets me do this, which I appreciate greatly. Couldn't do it without her. Michael Hill and the door-to-door guys for giving me the opportunity to race for them. Curtis, great teammate, had him as my spotter after he ended up out of the race. So, with him in my ear, it really helped. Dairy Queen, obviously, I'm glad to have them on as a sponsor. Cannot wait to race more of their cars. And I think next week we got Monster Energy, so big thanks to them, for all the races they're going to do for us. Everybody else, all of our sponsors. Yeah, thank you for the broadcast. We appreciate you, obviously. Yeah.
All right, we appreciate it. We'll let you get on out of here. Congratulations again on the top 3 finish, and we'll see you back here next week, buddy.
Thank you, sir. We'll see you.
Thank you. And once again, that was Wesley Carter coming home third tonight. We're going to go ahead and move on to our second place finisher, Nicholas Warner. Nick, it's Austin up at the booth. You got us?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
All right, man. Congratulations on a second place finish. And I tell you what, we've been watching that number 3 Dale Earnhardt car all night, and it seemed like, again, same with Wesley Carter. You kind of came from the back, hanging around in the back of the pack all night, but managed to get that top 3 finish. Was that your plan to, hang out back there?
Yeah, man, I call this Russian roulette with cars, Dega and Daytona. So just hang back there, keep the car clean and kind of see how it shakes out towards the end there.
Well, it definitely worked out for you. We're going back trying to... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that last lap was a little, Daytona chaotic. They took us the outside line, got a really good run there, and made their move, and lucky just to see the checker flag there. So, no, we're happy with it.
All right. So, nothing to shake your head at. Good way to start the season. What are your plans looking forward to next week where we have, let me get it pulled up here, we have Auto Club Speedway.
Yeah, man, that's a really fun track. I've had a lot of fun there, and I'm kind of sad they tore it down. So looking forward to get back out there, and we'll go play there in California on the West Coast swing and see how it goes for us.
All right. Well, we are looking forward to that, and I tell you what, our sponsors really unhappy they tore it down too, because Hoorah Flyovers can't get us a flyover for that one. But we appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. Anyone you want to shout out tonight?
Yeah, man, I just want to thank Dawson Price for putting the league together, and then you folks in the booth for taking the time to broadcast it, and all the folks for showing up. So thanks, everybody. Hope they had a good time, and we'll see y'all next week.
All right, we'll see you next week. Congratulations again, buddy.
Thanks, sir. Bye.
Thank you. All right, once again, that was Nicholas Warner coming home second tonight. We're going to move on to tonight's winner, David Joyner. David, it's Austin up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, man. Congratulations. You got to be walking on cloud 9 right now.
A little bit. It's unbelievable. I didn't think I would win. The goal tonight was just to get a good amount of points, but I think the win definitely secured that for us. And I'm happy to also get wins in already, both the silver and now the all-black scheme. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely exciting, especially to kick off the season where, through the preseason, we saw some dominance out of those Apex Racing guys. And, tonight we've got, two guys that started in the back of the pack, sitting 1-2 here. Was that your plan to start from the back of the track or back of the pack and trying to avoid some of this mayhem?
Not really. My second lap didn't go through. I failed to finish the second lap. I was like inches from making it, but it didn't really affect me and my strategy in winning the race.
All right, and I've got to ask, so we saw the overtime finish come along. We knew fuel was going to be a question for you guys. We talked to Tristan Haynes about his fuel situation. How was your fuel situation going into that last restart?
I had hit it probably around 15 laps before that last green white checkered, so I was good on fuel. I still had 10 laps before that last restart, so I was good on fuel, so no issue on fuel for me.
All right, and that's got to be reassuring. And then just take me through what went through your head when you saw Tristan Haynes get stuck there in the middle.
I didn't realize he was stuck in the middle. I thought he was just going to try and block, so I just went as high as I could and got around him. But then I saw him get turned, and thought I was just quickly get to the bottom as quick as I can, because that was the strongest line all night, and was able to secure the win after that.
All right. Well, we're not going to hold you up anymore. I know you've got some celebrating you want to do. Before we let you go, though, anyone you want to thank?
Appreciate all the fans, my friends and family for watching and tuning in, and see you next week at Auto Club.
All right. We will see you next week at Auto Club. Have a good night, buddy.
You too, man.
Thank you. And once again, that was David Joyner bringing home the win here tonight. We're going to go ahead and run through our official race results. Once again, David Joyner finishes first. Nicholas Warner in second. Wesley Carter comes home third. Omar Rodriguez Jr. will finish fourth. In fifth, we had Cooper Liardi. Sixth was Joseph Miller. Josh Edmonds comes home seventh after a late race incident. Dawson Price will finish eighth. Russell Abbott in ninth. Ben Smith Sr. will finish 10th. Eric Rodeman comes home in 11th. Tristan Haynes in 12th. Joseph Truskowski is going to finish 13th. Connor Price in 14th. 15th was Mike Hill. Nick Haynes finishes 16th. Hunter Geyer will finish 17th. Alex Pelican comes home 18th. And 19th was Sheldon Phillips. Seth LaCroix will finish 20th. And Curtis Stanford will round out your field in 21st. Once again, I would just like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. We saw a lot of new faces in the chat. Glad to have you guys here. Make sure you hit that like, follow, and subscribe button so you do not miss anything. Rebel Racing Network. We will be back here next Sunday at 8 p.m. for Auto Club. But before that, we do have the TCR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series coming to you on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Bird Raps 150 live from Bristol Motor Speedway for 150 laps. Make sure you guys tune into that as well. If you have not done so already, go ahead and head over to Facebook, like, follow, subscribe over there to stay updated on any updates to our schedule that we cannot bring you on broadcast. Once again, guys, thank you for tuning in. Have a good night.